Am I the asshole? For refusing to pay rent to my parents. I had an impasse with my parents 46 and 44 FIRF regarding rent for the house where we all live. Background: when I was in the early high school, my grandmother unfortunately passed away. In her will, she left half of her house to my mother and half to me. She had no other relatives. My whole family moved to grandmother's house, and we've been living there ever since. When I finished high school, I enrolled into a local college, and honestly it didn't make much sense to move on campus as living home allowed me to save money. So I continued to live home. Grandma's money also helped cover my tuition, and I have a YouTube channel that generates some income, so I can cover my living expenses and have some left. However, my parents are not happy that I continue to live at home, and yet refuse to obey their home rules, like curfew, or how much time I spend playing video games, even though video games actually generate my income, or that I don't come upstairs to join them for the meals, and instead cook my own in the kitchenette downstairs. So they tried to pull our home, our rules, either you pay rent or get out spiel, and I pointed out that it's as much my house as it's my mother's, and whatever rent they charge me, I can charge my father, as he isn't on the house deed. I don't mind contributing towards groceries, utilities, and house taxes, but they can't charge me rent for living in a house that I legally own, nor can they kick me out. I am not a kid anymore, and I am not a tenant. They are pissed that I dared to throw my house, my rules into their faces. Am I the asshole? Yes. Update: all the replies made me realize that my parents might think I am paying for the occurring expenses with inheritance, not with my streaming income, and they might not understand how much I am actually making playing video. I'll show them the printouts for the last 3 months and see what happens. Wish me luck. Update 2. I know how much the house it appraised for. I pay my portion of the house tax, homeowner's insurance, utilities, maintenance, etc. And I am saving up for the big house repair that's coming up in 3 years. Update 3. Talk to parents in details and explain to them what exactly am I doing when I am playing games in funny costumes, with printouts of time it takes to set the stage, editing time, script writing time, maintaining the community, and how much am I pulling in on average a month. You guys were right. They legit had no idea it can be a viable source of income with prep, and thought I'm just squandering the inheritance on video games. We set my working hours and figured out family time schedule, and they dropped the whole rent issue. Thanks, y'all. Not the asshole. They can't charge you rent for a place you fucking own. If anything, only your dad can be charged for rent in this situation, unless there's others in the house too. I'd push the situation and make them buy you out. This doesn't bode well for you. Not the asshole sounds like you're paying towards the costs of the house from the other replies, so they really don't have a leg to stand on. Suggest you get a lawyer and front-run this. If they're persistent on it, it could save you trouble. Not the asshole lol. You're a joint owner, they can't pull our house, our rules on you, nor charge rent. You should be splitting utilities and taxes, though 1-3 for utilities, 1-2 for property taxes, home insurance, etc. They can either offer to buy you out, or you offer to buy them out. Not the asshole, given you own half of the house, contribute to taxes, utilities, etc. Like, this is frankly baffling that they think they can do that. I am kind of confused as to why they don't just, invite you to come eat dinner with them sometimes? Also, have they said why they don't want you playing video games as much as you do, or why they want you home by a certain time? Maybe if you identify what they're worried about, you can work together to figure a way forward. They're staying rent-free in a house they half own with a barely adult child, not meant as an insult, who is absolutely crushing it when it comes to being on top of financial reliability and responsibility. Sounds like they want you to cover their income for them as well. Heck no. Continue on as you are. They don't like it, they can keep it to themselves. They're treating you like a child, whilst expecting you to act like an adult. Not the asshole. Question: do your parents know how much you earn streaming? It sounds like they just see you're playing video games and sleeping late as goofing off when you're actually working. Maybe show them payouts for a few working nights? Not the asshole. Not the asshole, but what a strange situation you are in. Basically, you have shared property. You pay half of all the cost that comes with owning and living in that property. I take it you also do half the cleaning of the shared rooms. Sounds like you really need to have a sit down with your parents and a good conversation about what it means to co-own the house. Talk to an attorney. The house is half yours. This is beyond Reddit. You need someone who knows the laws. Not the asshole. My parents are not happy that I continue to live at home, and yet refuse to obey their home rules. Problem is, it's not their home. Info, you've been paying your half of the taxes and insurance, right? Not the asshole. Tell them if they can't let you live in peace, you'll file a partition lawsuit, force the sale of the house, and get your own place with your share. Not the asshole. I don't even care if this is a real situation or not. The irony in this story is so sweet that I may need insult. Not the asshole. Your rent was paid by grandma. However, you are now in a situation where you've basically got roommates. Everyone deserves basic respect and privacy. It would be smart to sit down with your parents and hammer out some house rules and how you'll split utilities, property taxes, etc. Not the asshole. If I had a child in your position, I would not pull my house, my rules line. I'd negotiate some kind of arrangement. As long as you aren't rolling in drunk at 3 a.m. weekday mornings, have one meal with the rest of the family. So we all can catch up with each other. I figure your parents should be able to come to some kind of agreement. But if no agreement can be reached, either you sell your half to them, or your mother sell the house. Everyone goes their own ways. NTO, you own half FT house. However, if you want to pull that, you should be paying half the utilities and half the taxes. Not the asshole. You are not a child living in your parents' home. You are an adult living in your own home, and therefore get to make your own rules. Not the asshole. If they keep pushing it, speak to a lawyer and see what your options are where you live. It's possible you could force sale or buyout of the home if they want to stay there and throw their weight around. Not the asshole. I would probably get a neutral third party and have a sit down. You're not a child in that house, you're a part owner, and they need to recognize that the house is basically two separate residences. They do not get to decide how you behave in your home, as long as you're supporting yourself, and if they have a problem with that, they need to get therapy and deal with it on their own. But their dislikes and preferences are an issue for you.